So the other day I made a video about things that I was no longer allowing in my life in terms of friendships. And one of the things that I mentioned was like evidence of monitoring spirits, and how the moment that I feel like I'm under surveillance, I'm cutting somebody off. And I really wanted to kind of dig deeper and talk a little bit more about monitoring spirits, because one thing about social media is once a term becomes popular, everyone just overuses it without the proper context or the proper definition of what these things are. And I really wanted to just go really deep into monitoring spirits and why they're dangerous. Okay, so pulling out the Bible and going to Ezra chapter 4 verse 1, where it says, the enemies of Judah and Benjamin heard that the exiles were rebuilding a temple to the Lord, the God of Israel. So they approached and the other leaders and said, let us build with you, for we worship your God just as you do. We have sacrificed to him ever since King, I don't know how to pronounce that name, of Assyria brought us here. But don't know how to pronounce that name. Joshua and the other leaders of Israel replied, you may have no part in this work. We alone will build the temple for the Lord, the God of Israel, just as the king of Cyrus of Persia commanded us. So basically, these people were in opposition. They were enemies to what the Lord told them to do. They were on a very strict assignment, and just for context, God had instructed them to go back to the land to rebuild the temple that was destroyed. But the people, the enemies, as it says right there, the enemies of Judah, literally went to them and presented themselves as support. They went to them and pretended to be their friends. They literally said, let us build with you, for we worship your God. No, and they don't. And that is what monitoring spirits do. They come to you as friends. They come to you and say things out of support. They come to you and pretend that they're for you, that they got your back, that they're your best friend, that they have your best interest, that they don't play about you, that they're going to defend you at all costs. But really what they're trying to do is sabotage and mess up what it is that you're working on, what it is that God has told you to do. And for a lot of people, these monitoring spirits, what I'm noticing is they really attack relationships, and they really attack like your business. So like if you are building like a relationship that's leading to marriage, they're going to really be involved in that. If you are building a brand or a business, they're going to really be involved in that. And they come in and they pretend that they're your friends, they pretend that they have your best interest at heart, but really what they're trying to do is they're trying to sabotage and destroy whatever it is that you're working on. And so when I said in my previous video that the moment I feel like I'm under surveillance, the moment I feel like someone is a monitoring spirit, I'm immediately cutting them off, I mean just that. Because for starters, when you are focused, when you are completely vested in your calling, in your purpose, you're going to always receive opposition. There's always going to be someone or something that's going to always try to come and stop or hinder what it is that you're doing. That's just how it works. That's just how the cookie crumbles. There's not the amount of prayer, there's not the amount of isolation that's going to stop the opposition from coming. But just because the opposition comes doesn't mean that the opposition is going to be victorious. It doesn't mean they're going to win. We still have to be vigilant. We still have to be aware of what's happening. Just because we are walking in the path that God told us to walk in, it doesn't mean that things are not going to come in our path and hinder what we're doing. And because of that, we still have to be responsible in our energy, in our space, and with the people that we connect with. And that is why when I said in my previous video, I refuse to entertain anybody that I believe, once my spirit says you're gone, I mean it. Because for starters, if you've ever experienced a monitoring spirit as a friend, I'm here to tell you it's very traumatizing. It's very traumatizing once you realize that this person is who they are, and then once you completely separate yourself from them, there's still an aftermath that comes with that. And for starters, I don't know about you, but me, I only want to learn harsh lessons one time. I only want to go through those harsh cycles at least as many times as I possibly have to. I don't want to keep repeating the same hurtful cycles. And friendships, even when friendships end, they still hurt just as much as if it was a romantic relationship. So when we talk about monitoring spirits, I feel like the term is overused for starters. But I also really wanted to just get on here and really show you all how monitoring spirits work. Because when it comes to friendships, I think we are conditioned to think that people who are only evil, nasty, or do not wear a mask are those who are against us, who are in opposition against us. But these people wear smiles. They say the things that we want to hear. They know exactly what we're doing, and they know exactly how to get in. But you have to really use your discernment and really pray and ask who's for you and who's not for you, because these people, their whole mission is to destroy what you're working on. It's to destroy what it is that is destined for you. Why would you want these people in your life? Why hold on to these people simply because you know them for years or because they're a good person? For me personally, when my situation with a monitoring spirit, she was there through a lot of the hard times in my life. She showed up when I was at my lowest. She came and gifted me things and said things to me that I needed to hear at the time. So of course it was easy for her to kind of stick around because she was doing all the right things. But once my spirit told me what was really happening, once things started to get weird, once I started to not feel easy or settled around her, I immediately was like, okay, I gotta let you go. And so again, I wanted to just really illustrate and really kind of dig deep into what monitoring spirits really are and how they show up. They don't show up as the hater. They don't show up as the person that's rolling their eyes and sucking their teeth when you talk. They show up with a smile on their face. They show up and they say things that you want to hear. Oh girl, I don't mind helping you move. I'm free on Sunday. Meanwhile, they're helping you move and they're taking inventory of the things that you have, taking inventory of the things that you're doing. Again, keep these people out your inner circle, keep these people out your house, keep these people away from anything that belongs to you, including your social medias, because that's how they get their information. I personally do not post on any of my personal social media pages no more. I have completely abandoned them because I don't see the point no more. Because all people do is just take it and literally use it against you. Use it to figure out what you're doing and when you're doing it and how you're doing it. And personally, I don't want anyone to know what I'm doing. It's no one's business. It's no one's business. I don't care for the likes or the comments. It's no one's business on my personal pages anymore. I'm over it. But I just really wanted to just come up here and just really shed some insight on what these people look like so that you can be 10 steps ahead of them and make sure that you stay protected at all costs, because these people are going to always show up with a smile on their face and as a real friend when they're really not. So pray on when people come into your life, pray on it. Ask if this person is really for you or not. And if they're not, have the strength to let them go, because they're not going to do anything but hinder your growth and disrupt everything that you worked so hard for. And do you really want that? Is that the energy you want in your life? If it is, then by all means hold on to them. But if not, do what you have to do.